All right, this is going to be your Wednesday lecture on Simon Bolivar, not Simon, Simon Bolivar, and Latin American independence movements, of which we've already talked about one. You should know that from last week. The Haitians with Toussaint Louverture. I've had a little coffee. Should be good to go now. All right, you got your note guy. Hopefully you're ready to rock and roll. Here we go. Most of the cities that are located in Central or Latin America are outposts, totally dominated by the Europeans. This area is under full control by Europe, complete control. There's no, I shouldn't say no, there's very, very little local influence, okay? Heavily, heavily Catholic. Remember, there are three G's of exploration: God, gold, and glory. God is number one. They come in, they create these churches, these massive, massive churches. In fact, the one church is located on, one church is located on the largest pyramid in the world. It's not located in Egypt, it's in Central America. They put a church on top of it back during the colonial times there uh, in Central America. Most colonies will mirror that of their mother countries. And one of the reasons they're there, God, gold, and glory, the gold there, very, very, very much looking for gold and silver. In one case, Potosi, located in present-day Bolivia, becomes one of the great silver mines in all the world. And it was that way for a very long time. We get more into that in AP if any of you want to dive into that world. Okay. And these officials that are ruling this are called viceroys. Viceroys. Put that word right in half. Vice, V-I-C-E, Miami Vice. You guys don't remember that show? I don't remember that show. It was in the 80s. I may seem like I'm 70. I'm not. I do not remember the show Miami Vice. You guys definitely don't because you're incredibly young. Okay? A viceroy is a royal official who rules a given territory, someone who is located or linked to the colonial rulers back in Europe, Spanish, French, whatever the case may be. Talked about this guy, okay, Toussaint Louverture. We talked about him. The Haitian Revolution defeats France and Napoleon's troops, becomes the leader of Haiti. Haiti is the only time in history where there's been a successful slave rebellion that ended slavery. Of course, unfortunately for Haiti, their nearest ally, their nearest friend, the Americans, are proliferating and expanding and doing a phenomenal job in terms of their ruling of slaves. Phenomenal job is probably a bad way to put that. They have slavery left and right in the South. It's common knowledge. It's part of who America is. What helps build the American economy. That the slavery in the South. So we can't help them. Could be incredibly hypocritical of us. So yeah, you freed all your slaves and overthrew the French, our greatest ally at the time. Sure, we'll help you. Not how it works. Unfortunately for Haiti, they've never really recovered. One of the poorest countries in the world. Okay. Mexico. What about the Mexico? Look at that. Catholic Church in Mexico? What? Of course there is. Dominated by the Europeans. Okay. Their independence movement was led by Father Catholic Miguel Hidalgo, the leader of the Mexican independence movement, Miguel Hidalgo. That's a beautiful church there located. I believe that's northern Mexico. I don't remember where that picture comes from. I've looked it up before. It's late. It's 6:30. Not that late. Here's the guy we really want to concern ourselves with. We talked about Toussaint, and this guy's similar in his treatment of the natives. Okay, Toussaint Louverture is a very much enlightened thinker. Okay, likes ideas of rights and liberties and freedoms at birth for everybody, not just for white guys from Europe, but for everybody. Okay, in fact, he writes back to the people in Europe saying, "Hey, we got to stop this mess. This is ridiculous what we are doing to these natives. They're just people like us. We show up with guns. Just because we got guns, we're ordering them around. Just because we're white doesn't mean we're better than them. We should find a way to get rid of this slave system, this treatment of the natives. It's got to be better." Okay? And he does a pretty good job. Liberates northern Latin America from Spanish rule. He is a native-born Creole from Venezuela. There are Peninsulares, Creoles, Mustatos, and Mulattoes. Several different ethnic groups, basically based upon your ethnic heritage and your partner's ethnic heritage or race, depending on where you are. Mulattoes and mestizos, and then Creoles and Peninsulares. Those are your four main groups. We need to get into it in depth here for our course. Okay, he helps to get rid of this rigid class structure where you could not move within from one to the other. Kind of very similar to what they had there in India, if you remember back to the rigid class system in India way back in the day. Okay. What about America during this time? What are we doing in the early 1800s with Latin America? Well, we come up with in 1812, as I push the button, what's known as the Monroe Doctrine, which is issued by President Monroe. There he is. Kind of looks like Mac Brown, head coach of the University of North Carolina football team. Most of you, I'm sure, have no clue who I'm talking about. His laid claim is that Latin America should remain independent. What he means by that is that Europeans should not be interfering. The entire Western Hemisphere should be dealt with by the Americans. Because if Europeans are getting involved in it, then Europeans become a threat to us and to our sustainability as a young nation. Remember, in 1823, we're not even 50 years old as a country. We are very young. We're still trying to move west with Manifest Destiny. We're still trying to solve the issue of slavery that's becoming more and more prominent in government structures. We're still trying to expand our states further west past the Appalachian Mountains into the Mississippi River and further outward. We're young. We're vulnerable. We don't need Europeans getting in our mess. So we want to cut that line down, kind of like take that line of demarcation back in the day with exploration. And we're just going to take all of the Western Hemisphere and say no European interference. This is for us to take care of. We will help Latin America if we need to. And that will become an issue again at the end of the Treaty of Versailles, at the end of World War I, talking about being able to help people with the League of Nations. Well, we don't want you helping us if you're from Europe and there's an issue in Central America. That's for the Americans to take care of, which is part of why the League of Nations never happens in the United States. Okay, that is the lecture. Short, sweet, again, just like this guy. Okay. Man, I had a really good joke for you guys, and I totally lost it. Hold on. I'm going to find it. This is a really good joke. I told Mr. McKay. I know you guys have missed my dad jokes. I told Coach McKay this one yesterday. It's funny. Why don't people play cards when on a safari? You might know. Too many cheetahs. It's a good one. You laughed. I know you laughed. The ones of you who normally laugh. The rest of you, like you always, I'm crazy. I know. But I'm fun, okay? That is Latin American revolutions. Short, sweet. Man, that's crazy fast. This is your Wednesday lecture. You also will have an Ed puzzle on the Latin American revolutions crash course there with John Green. Make sure you check that out. Get that done. Remember, you'll have till Monday, the following Monday, get everything done from the previous week. Take care, guys. We'll see you.